Nadav, welcome, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's good to have you here. I'm excited to hear about your recent trips and what you're up to and where you're going. Heavens knows you're on a bit of a tear of making surfing like your future, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. I'm chasing my dreams. It's happening right now, so it's pretty crazy that it's my reality currently. But I'm super grateful for it, and I love it. I travel with my best friends, and it's honestly a dream life that I dreamed of living when I was a kid. So I'm still a kid, but
Hey, let's start right there. Let me interrupt you with when did you realize this was your dream? Like when were you like, all right, I'm gonna make a go at this?
Yeah, I think once I started getting contest results, I think I really started enjoying surfing, and I think it happened over the past 3 years maybe.
Okay, and how old are you right now?
I'm 19. I just turned 19, and yeah, this past year has just been so much traveling, and I've been losing a lot, but then also getting a few really good results. So it's just a mix of emotions that it makes you really realize like how great this journey is, and I'm very happy to be living it.
How I can imagine the highs are very high. How are the lows though? Like when you travel real far, people forget how tiring travel can be too. Lugging surfboards to an event, there's a bunch of people there, there's a lot of energy, and then you don't get the result that you want. How do you deal with that part of it?
Oh, in surfing, I've always said it, the highest are the highest, and then the lows are the lowest. I mean, you can travel all the way to California, cold water I'm not used to, and then a 6 a.m. heat and lose round one, and then you're stuck for a week just watching everyone else surf when you already lost the contest. So it's a very tricky sport, but I think that's when you learn to love it. Like if you keep going after the losses, that's when you realize that's when I realized at least that I really want this. Losing teaches you so much, and winning does too, but you either win or learn in an event. I don't believe that if you lose, you lose. I feel that if I lose, then I learn something because I learn why I lose. A lot of times you can't really control what happens in the ocean, in the heat. So you just kind of accept it. And when it goes your way, it's the best feeling.
You don't control the ocean.
You know.
So your heat's at this time of the day, but you don't know what waves are going to show up, what form's going to happen. Just there's so many, am I allowed to say luck? Like in your heat, if you can't get the right wave, like there's also the strategy. Like there's a lot of stuff. It's not like you're going to a wave pool where the same wave cranks out. 3 people get to surf the exact same wave. You have to choose which one you're going to take, and there's a lot of variables. So how much of that is, I guess, part of your game plan? Because you can't prepare for it all, but you want to prepare for it as much as you can, right? Like it seems like it's a lot harder than it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a different sport than any other sport because, like you say, you can't control anything, right? So a lot of people call it luck, a lot of people call it connection, and for myself, I just focus on what I can focus on. You know, it's come to my contest as prepared as I can, and when it comes to trainings here in Nosara, trainings in the water, and then just come the more prepared I can. And when you're in the water, control what you can. You know, the emotions. Try not to get nervous. Focus on your game. Focus on one turn at a time, one wave at a time, they say. And if the wave comes, the wave comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I do try to be the most connected I can to the ocean, because I feel like when I'm connected to the ocean by meditating, I get the good waves, and I'm just in really good contact with the ocean. I know where the wave's gonna come, and I vision it. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so you said envision, meditate, and we're sitting in Nosara, so let's go to the hippie stuff. How much of that do you believe as far as you can kind of manifest your reality, your heat? Because we're in Nosara, it's okay to say whatever you want. There's no wrong answer here. Then how much of it is waves just didn't come my way? I know I could beat that guy. Like, where's the balance in that for you?
It's exactly it. There's a balance. I mean, again, I control what I can, and my brother works with a neuroscientist called Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And so he teaches me a lot of meditations, my brother. So we meditate a lot together, and I learn so much. And I feel that when I do his meditations, Joe's meditations, I'm very connected. So on the trips, I meditate a lot, and I see the difference between when I meditate and when I don't. I used to really not meditate as much, and there was no luck in my heats, you know? And now that I meditate, I have a lot more luck. I'm a lot more connected. And when I lose now, it's not so much from luck, it's more my fault. You know, whether I fall on waves, whether I'm nervous. So I'm still learning so much every trip, you know. I'm very young in my journey, in my career. So I'm still learning so much, but this past few months I've been meditating a lot, and I see the difference, and the difference is huge.
It's funny you're bringing this up because I listen to Dispenza every day and every morning. And on my last trip back from the States, I actually brought those singing bowls.
Amazing.
And I have a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and I've had this tinnitus in my head for, well, ever since then. It's 2020 or something like that. And at the brain camp I go to, they play frequencies that help knock down the tinnitus. But then in doing that and finding those frequencies and learning what keys they were, I came across solfeggio frequencies, which brought me to Dispenza. And then factoring in, it's really funny to be sitting here with you right now. I didn't expect that at all in any way. I was expecting proud, confident, cocky Nadav, who's like used to winning and handsome and everything's going for him. And life just kind of goes that way. You're saying it's exactly the opposite. You're working from humility, and you and your brother actually meditate together. Am I hearing all this right?
Yeah, it's the whole family, not just me and my brother. I was the last one really in the family to get into it. My dad, my mom, and Roy, they've been super into it the past 5-6 years. And I'm just slowly getting into it because I really see how it changes. And in this sport, in surfing, when you get to a certain level on the WSL events, for example, everyone is so good that every little difference matters, you know? And I'm looking for those differences right now. And I think I'm on a really, really good path and road with my brother and my family because I'm supporting them, they're supporting me in what I do, and anything they do, I'll support it 100%. And I feel like they're supporting my career at 100%, not just financially, but mentally and with meditation. So we have a really good bond in the family right now too.
It's beautiful. I hope other people can hear and learn and also have hope that this can happen for them too, because I appreciate you sharing all this.
Of course.
So a lot of the Dispenza stuff is learning to feel as if you've already won. Now, I was brought up very, very religious, and I was always very scared. It was always kind of very scary. Loving family, but I was scared. My whole life I've been operating out of fear. In Nosara life, I've operated out of fear. And I'm just now getting new to this hippie stuff that you're already in tune to, 30 years older than you. But I appreciate you sharing it. And I want to know, how do you practice the feelings if you've won, like at a place where you've never even been? You're traveling the world. You're reaching for the stars. You're not just trying to aim low, like you're aiming up here. So how do you fall into that from tiny little Nosara?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I'm still learning so much, but I really look up to my brother because I see him finishing meditation, sometimes crying from happiness because he already feels that it happened, you know, whatever he manifests, whether it's working with big brands, whatever it is he works on, he's so dialed into his meditations that he finishes them in tears. I'm really trying to get there. And it's actually funny because now in El Salvador, I had a really, really good event against some really good surfers. And I just felt like every heat was going my way. Like I said, in those events, there's so much level that any little connection, any little step forward will help. And just everything was going my way in this contest. And I felt like it was because of the meditation. And I made it to finals day. And finals day, I woke up in tears because I felt like it already happened. Like I manifested it so much. And I thought of my brother that day a lot because I didn't even tell him this, but because there's just a lot of jealousy between us. But yeah, he finished his meditation in tears, and I woke up in tears because I felt like I was already living what I manifested for so long. So I'm super excited for this next year with the meditations and everything I'm learning.
Oh man, that's amazing. Tell us about El Salvador. So you had a good result there. That was your most recent contest, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that, and then tell us where you're going next.
Yeah, so I was competing in an Alas Pro Tour, it's called. It's a Latin American circuit where everyone's fighting to be Latin American champion. And this year I did the transition into Open, so I'm not a junior anymore. Junior is 18 and under, and Open is all the older ages. So there's a lot more level than the junior. And I was competing against Latin Americans' best. I had a first event in Guatemala 3 weeks ago where I lost round 1. So I had a shocker event, and again, I was super bummed after it, but I got up and then straight into El Salvador with mixed feelings. You know, after losing a contest, it's super hard to get back on your feet and really be motivated. But yeah, again, just everything went my way in El Salvador. I felt super connected to the wave. My boards were really good, and we have a really good crew with us. So I felt like the people I travel with, they push me so much. I push them so much that we all support each other. And yeah, I ended up having a really good result.
So it sounds like the crew that you travel with is a big part of you being able to think appropriately and balance yourself after the downs or ups of the whole thing.
Oh, 100%. We started traveling this year, actually. It's like a new group. It's me, Sam, Oscar, Darshan, and we have a new coach traveling with us as well. And our crew, like, it's something super special because we see it a lot in surfing, in pro surfing. The people that achieve things, they achieve it in groups most of the time because surfing is such a selfish sport, you know. It's solo, a lot of ego, and then once you connect with other people that want the same thing and really want you to do good, you want them to do good, and it raises our level, you know, together. So we're all really improving together, not just in contests, our surfing as well. So we're all pushing each other. You know, if I'm in a heat, they're all gonna come and support, and I know they want me to win the contest just like they want themselves to win the contest, and they deserve the same as I deserve, you know. And
man, congrats on finding that solid of a group this earlier in your career.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's a nice foundation that can go forward. So what's next?
So now I'm home for the next month and a half training. I finished the year in El Salvador, my competitive year in El Salvador, and then we're starting up back January 20th. I have a Pismo Beach contest in California, QF 3000.
Nice.
So it's the first one of the year, and it's a pretty big event.
So you gotta be excited for that one.
I'm excited. I'm just preparing, you know. I usually, cold water isn't my strongest, so I'm gonna go up early, 2 weeks early, to train with my friend Sam and get used to the wetsuits and all that, and rooting for a big result.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So that's enough of like the present. Talk us a year or two or three down the road. Like, where are you aiming to? What do you want? How do you get there?
My long life dream is to make it to the championship tour, to the CP, where all the best surfers in the world are. And I know it's super hard to get there. I mean, every surfer's dream is pretty much to make it there, and I know how hard it is. So I'm rooting for that. Before that comes a Challenger Series. So right now I'm in the QS, and I'm trying to qualify for the Challenger Series. This year, currently I'm ranked 38th in the North American ranking, and I need to be ranked 8th to make it to the Challengers. So this year I want to get some big results under my name, and next year I'm really rooting for the qualification to the Challengers.
All right, so knocking on up from 30 on 38 onwards, and then next year, hopefully you can get there. So 24 months, 2 years from now on your podcast, the goal is you hit.
Totally.
Nice. So we need to manifest that right now.
That's the goal, that in 2 years I'll be in this room again and talking that I'm already in Challengers.
Yeah, man. This is rad.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bounce back to life here. Coaches, setup, like you've been going at this a couple years now. Who would you like to give your shout outs to, essentially? Like who kind of got you going or keeps you going?
Yeah, we have a really good team right now. I've been training with Alex, you know, Initiative Surf from here in Nosara. Alex and Anna, they've been a huge part of my surfing journey. And for the past 5 years, I've been training with Alex. And since I started, we improved so much together as a team. You know, I feel like him as a coach and me as an athlete, he teaches me so much, and he's like my mentor. So Alex has been a huge part of it. I have a few more coaches that I'm working with now that are on the road. You know, Alex has a family, so he's more down here. But on the road, I have new coaches I train with. And again, the team I travel with, they push me a lot.
Nice.
Iguana Athletic Center, the Gilded Iguana, they support us with trainings, with gym trainings. So they've been a huge part of it. And John Mangogna with foundation training. So
that's awesome.
Good team going.
Dude, that's rad. Okay, so we talked about all this good stuff. Let's go to some bad. What are your Nosara dislikes? I'm skipping the likes because we already know the likes. What do you dislike about this place?
I wish there were more up and coming people that have dreams, you know, because I feel like goals are so important in life, and I wish there was more youth, or not just youth, but people like, because I know people love surfing here, you know, and I know that what they lack is support to travel and to compete the way that a bunch of us do. Romeo does it, for example, Dorian does it, I do it. And I know a lot of them want to do it, but they don't. And I feel like if they just, they wake up one morning and be like, oh, I'm going to do it, then I feel like they could do it. I feel like the desire to seek for sponsorships, for support is what they lack a little bit down here. So
it's not a lack of ability or surfing this.
Not at all.
It's 100% the other side of the...
Yeah. No, there's some world-class surfing here in Nosara. I mean, local surfers, I grew up watching them, and they've mentored me in the water, if it's in Guiones, if it's in Ostional, Marbella, wherever it is. So
let's talk through some of those. So for style, who are some of the most stylish?
Stylish, wow.
Take your time.
Popo's a really good one, you know, Monkey Mafia Popo. I don't see him surfing a bunch anymore, but when I was a kid, he actually helped me get my first surfboard. And I always grew up watching him. He has some really nice style. I mean, Eduardo Edu's dad, from Venezuela, He's pretty amazing.
I was just surfing with him this morning.
Right, totally.
The lady Joe in the lineup said, "Here comes the guy with the smoothest carve."
Exactly. Yeah, he uses quad fins, so quad fins means stylish and smoothness. So he's a great server. Yeah, no, there's some really good level here in Nosara.
What about power?
Power? Goody's a big one. Yeah, Goody, he rips. He surfs really good. He throws a lot of water. His backside especially, so he's a really good one.
Yeah. Okay. So what about Aerialists? Who's in the air?
Well, we got two that are really outstanding here in Nosara right now. It's we have Daner Campos. He's throwing some really good airs, and then Estan, we've seen some videos of him, and he's my really good friend. We surf together all the time. And
Esteban, we're talking about shortboard Esteban, who went on the Nicaragua trip.
I saw that. I saw some videos of that. Yeah, I mean, Esteban, his airs, he pushes me so much. Like his aerial surfing is top notch. So.
All right. What about barrel riding?
Barrel riding.
That's the hard one here.
Yeah. So I surf Austral every day, and I wish more people surf with us there because I get barreled pretty much almost every day alone with my friends. But I have to give it to my friend Miguelito. He gets pretty drained. He gets super barreled, and it's super fun sharing sessions with him. But other than him, there's a few more, but Romeo is a pretty good one too. He gets pretty barreled. And then Quinn, I saw him actually yesterday in Marbella get crazy barrel. So, yeah, those are the names.
Nice. So we got the talent. What you want is other people to find the drive to get the funding and the support and pursue those dreams and not just leave it at the dream status to make it happen.
100%. And I think they can too. I think there's enough support here in Nosara that they could ask for, and even if it's a GoFundMe or whatever it is, just the surfing is totally there. Totally.
Gotcha. How do you deal with the crowds? Because you guys, you have a wave cam, a facility, and there's people here, but at the same time, everyone has to make a living, and it's a balance. And most of our friends or surf instructors are inside the business, so it's we're grateful to have people here, but at the same time, it stinks to have people here. How do you balance all of that?
Yeah, like I said, I surf in Estan almost every day alone. So I don't really even surf Guiones in the mornings. I surf it in the afternoons every day. And I honestly like surfing with crowd. Like in Guiones, I like spending time with friends in the water. And if it's random people, I'm pretty friendly with everyone in the water. So I don't not enjoy it, but I think it's also because I don't surf Guiones in the mornings. I know it's pretty hectic and dangerous in the morning. So I stay away with that.
All right, so you've got a nice balance in the
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Any shout outs or needs or anything that you need to help elevate your career?
Yeah, no, I want to thank the people that support me and the people that don't support me as well. I know I get some amazing support from down here in Nosara, from the local people that I grew up with, and obviously my family, they've been the biggest part of it. And you for supporting with this, and yeah, everyone that supports.
So it's just, the momentum's good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Beautiful, man. I have a lot of respect and appreciation to hear that you're on the meditative mindset, and then also the relationship side of you want the local kids and the people on the way up to realize what you're seeing, and you're bringing that to them. So respect for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Well, not everyone knows this side of you. We saw you growing up, and now as you're becoming a man, you're thinking of others. Now at 19, that's tip of the hat and keep it going.
Yeah, it's one of the goals to see the next generation also in the water. I really want to see it, and I'm rooting for that, and I'm going to see what I can do as well in my powers to get some kids out there and support them with surfboards and get some outside support for them, and hopefully see them traveling as well.
Well, hey, so our podcast, we have a surf team. We're trying to get those folks. So longboard Andy is on there. Shortboard Esteban is what I call him. You, Romeo, you guys have use this platform and find the ones that we can target. So when you come back in 6 months or next season, let's lift them up and bring them, and let's get the machine going.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Last thing, what are your 3 favorite restaurants here, and what do you like to get there?
3 favorite restaurants. Wow. I've been eating in Soda La Barra a lot. I love the chifrijo. It's the best in town. I recommend everyone. It's a good after surf meal.
It's been coming in here frequently lately on the podcast. So Soda Barra has stepped up their game, or something's going on.
Something's going on. It's pretty amazing. Rosie's has always been top notch. And Go-Juice, can't forget about those guys. I love you guys. Yeah, Go-Juice, the acai bowls are best.
Hey, thanks for coming in. We'll catch up with you. Rooting for you and wishing you the best, man.
Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it.
All right.